Principal, staff and students of this family to invite all the guests, parents, director, Sashish Dhawan Space Center. It is rather a great, marvelous opportunity to Professor P. Rajasekhar, Vice Chancellor, FAC. Mataram. Dr. Raipat Srinivasarao garu. Success gives you future, and success at the same time blinds your future. I want you to understand that if you want to survive in today's cutthroat competitive world, you can survive only with innovative ideas. I'll just conclude by wishing you and by quoting two quotations from Steve Jobs. The most popular quotation from Steve Jobs is, "I don't know what the next big thing might be, but I have few ideas." Another quotation which makes you to think different. I am specially addressing the students who are crazy guys. Here is to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They are not fond of rules, and they have a respect for the status quo, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them, but the only thing you can't do is to ignore them, because they change things. They push the human resource forward and race forward. And while some may see them as crazy ones, we see genius, because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the whole world, they are the ones who do better in their life. They are the ones who are responsible for the evolution of this society. So with these two quotations from Steve Jobs, the most successful person of the decade, I convey my wishes to the students who are graduating today. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Your address.
Yes, the faculty members, my dear young students, the parents, members of media, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to deliver this fifth convocation address at this prestigious institution. First of all, I thank the management of RVR and JC for giving me this opportunity to address before you a little bit what I know, which I can share with you. I thank the management once again. It's a very good, pleasant morning today. God is willing so that we can sit together today comfortably and enjoy this occasion where you are all getting. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate the graduating students for their academic accomplishments and the faculty members for shaping the young minds. I also would like to congratulate the proud parents who will remember this day with much more great fondness than the graduating students. It's always so. Students, today you marks an important day in your life and a significant milestone in your journey, that is life. By your hard work, by the grace of the God, and by the grace of the elders and the teachers, you have maintained some high standards and earned your degrees. And what you have to do is to think about is how do you shape your life in this cutthroat world, as Honorable Vice Chancellor has pointed out. How you are going to shape your future? What is that you are in store for this in this planet? What we are shaping? There are so many things you will be hearing, so many things, pluses and minus, inside and outside the country, wherever it goes. The destiny is the one which you have to believe in. Because of the pandemic of the last 2 years, your physical presence at college got affected, no doubt about that. But it's always wonderful to back on the campus. The richness of the human contact can never be replicated by any virtual interactions. Just remember that. Work from home is always a very rosy thing, but human being is a social animal. That living thing cannot survive without talking, without socializing. That is the most important psychological requirement which you have to believe in. To witness this boundless energy of a graduating in person is also enriching for the people who sits in this on the dais, because it always replicates and bound like a light which replicates by itself like a photon going everywhere without losing any energy. The joy of interacting physical and going ahead with the socializing and get to know of the next generation's aspiration is also a booster for the teaching crew, teaching staff, as well as for the support, those who are wail for the what is the opportunity next. Now, most of you would have planned your career. Some may be joining some private concerns, startups, companies, well-established industries. Some of you may be going to higher studies, specialize in the area of interest. Some of you may even choose teaching staff, teaching profession. Somebody will become an entrepreneur. Somebody will like to give a startup with seed money. There are so many ways like incubations and other so on. It is the right time to decide your career. I just want to advise, it is not an advice, it's only what I feel is at the beginning of your career, at least for the next 5 to 6 years, be an innovator. Just to see what is the cutting edge technology, see whether there can be any disruptive technology for this. Just focus on ideas, become an ideator. What I call is, please understand that it's called ideating and ideators. All these things comes when your mind is cluster free. From 21 to 30 is a period of innovation and cluster. All the big things has been happened like that. Majority of the big innovations, big things has happened when the mind is clear and cluster free and they try to ideate and innovate and go on. People may laugh, people may debrave you, people may say that this will not work by my experience. But if you are having an idea on a logic, please pursue that. Country definitely needs such kind of innovations and ideation. Here I would like to again point out, learning is a continuous process. Just imagine when I interview, if such a bright professionals like RVR and JC and Garu and all those doing their doing so well in their life, so much in their this. What is the business of going and starting an education institution without any returns or anything? It is the mind on which you create that I give something to the society, which what I get and how the society gets benefit is my amrit for which I work on it. That is called the philanthropy, that which you know you want to work. That's why this kind of institutions are started. If people have decided that they are very selfish and go ahead with their own business and this one, such great institutions would not have come and you would not have got an opportunity to study here and get graduated. Remember that. That is what it means. Like in our ISRO, we call it the founding father, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. His family is such a successful entrepreneurship that they have become so many. He could have chosen any path in this world. He is one of the most eminent scientists at that time in the world, the entire world, who was with ideas which is much above. Even today we are finding it difficult to implement that kind of ideas even after 50, 55 years. When it comes to that, at within the age of 50, he has started 46 national and international institutions of name and repute. What kind of power of thought and devotion and drive that would have created such an entrepreneurship to head both atomic energy as well as space at the same time and in its nascent taking. We have to think about the mind, what kind of powerful mind it is. What it could have done for that with everything in the world is available to them just like that. To be a part of a government, to do this work day in, day out until his lifetime period. That's why Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, Homi Bhabha, so many people have been revered and like Satish Dhawan, who came all the way from USA to Caltech and all those things to projectize the entire space program and implement them so that today we are successful in some of the way we do things. What it implies is the thought process and the way in which you look at these things and how to give the benefit to the society, and that way we ourselves get enriched. By the same process, you will become successful. Don't worry about that. Success will come with the hard work. Some of the things which Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the people who have followed him, who gave some of the young message to the young people, message to the young people. Young people should have the courage to think differently, courage to invent, to travel the unexplored path, courage to discover the impossible and to conquer the problems on hand and succeed. Think about the problem on hand and look at it, how to go about and strive to succeed. The learning experience of that problem solving itself will enrich you to go to a greater heights. These are the great qualities that you must work towards, which you will become self-fulfilling. Everybody will have a dream. Definitely, you should never give up on the dreams and aspirations. And as you go about, you may achieve, you may not achieve some of things, but I can assure you the experience that you gain through that, the learning curve, the learning process in that life will be very, very satisfying for you. That nobody can deny that from you. Likewise, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai also, as the visionary of the space, quoted that at that time, in 1962-64, in the UN, there are some who question the relevance of space activities in a developing nation. To us, there is no ambiguity of purpose. We do not have the fantasy of competing with the economically advanced nations in the exploration of moon or planets or manned space flight. But we are convinced that if we have to play a meaningful role nationally and in the community of nations, we must be second to none in the application of advanced technologies. Be proud that we, India, were the first to look space as an application to enhance the everyday life of a person. All the other nations are competing for the supremacy and the military mightiness. We, India, we are the first nation to look at the space technology and other things, how to be used for societal application. That is what 45% of the population fisheries is being making use of the space technology to get a bounty of fishings, the land, urbanization, including drainage, utilization, drainage planning has been well planned through the space technologies. Here, I just want to conclude, tell one or two stories. Once there was a king, he wants to say how people go. He has put a big boulder in the middle of the road and just wanted to see how the citizens are performing. Those who are well established, chosen path, simply going across, avoiding that boulder and going away and doing nothing. They just found fault with the government and the king. He is not doing anything. You see, such a big stone is there in the middle of the road. He is not doing anything, and started blaming for everything. Will start blaming the government. Start blaming the everything. Finally, one peasant came, who is carrying vegetables in hand, a cart wheeler. He saw the boulder. He just stepped aside, then kept all his luggages and tried his level best to remove the boulder. Finally, he succeeded in moving the boulder. Beneath that, there was a bag of a small packet of gold, with a note on king. This is a reward for your endeavor and hard work. What is the lesson is, unless you struggle and unless you see the obstacle and look at them and do things to overcome that, you will never see the gold. The gold can be in the way of money, power, enrichment, enjoyment, even bliss. Anything can be there, but it depends upon what it is. Here, again I will tell you this story to one of my mentor, who is no more. He says, Raja, you have 86,400 rupees every day. You are free to spend in whichever way you want. But you have to spend that. After that, again next day, I will again give you 86,400 rupees. It will be always will be available to you. How well you spend and how well you do is your thing. That 86,400 is nothing but time. 86,400 seconds in a day is available to you every day. God gives you that. It is up to you to decide how you spend this and how you do this and how well you enrich yourself. Time doesn't wait for anybody. It doesn't have interest. It doesn't have time. It goes on. But it is always available to you. So never say that I don't have time. Time is always available. It is the way in which we utilize that time is the one which makes you this one. Also, there is one more poem which I would like to put to that, which I repeat to all the student community. When you are graduating, if you have learned any of the hobbies, please learn one or two hobbies. The hobbies is, I always say, the ladies should know how to drive, how to go about, how to do all those things, the shows which people think that only men can do. Driving, taking care of ticket, all the other things. Because as the life goes, you become independent and do things. I also advise the boys or the young men to learn cooking and do the household chores. Please remember that without that knowing the cooking, you will not be able to understand what is life it is. Because every day you come, you take it for granted that morning 8 o'clock you will have to get breakfast, 1 o'clock lunch, night 7 o'clock dinner. It comes without fail, every day, day in, day out, with whether you think or not. One day if it is not available to you, you get frustrated and learn. Why don't you start learning how to do this, cooking? So I always encourage people that boys should learn in the curriculum also, that they should know how to do this curriculum of how to enjoy cooking, and women folks should know how to go about and drive, go about and do other chores, so that they become independent. This is the most important thing, because some of the hobbies like plumbing, electricity work, if you learn, it always gives you a choice. Finally, I will end with one poem. In Africa, every day, a lion wakes up thinking that it has to run faster than a deer. Otherwise, it will starve to death. It will not get food. So, every day in Africa, a lion wakes up thinking that it has to run faster than a deer. In Africa, a deer, every day, a deer wakes up thinking that it has to run faster than the deer, other deers. Otherwise, it will be killed. So, what does it say is, it doesn't matter whether you are a lion or a deer. The matter of fact is, friends, when sun comes up in the east, you better start running in your life. Otherwise, either you will starve or die in the life. This is the lesson. Nothing waits for you. You are on your own. Do well. All the best. Thank you. Thank you for patiently listening to me. God bless you.
And for the advancement of learning and the public good, I will conduct myself all people. I will maintain my competency with those who are directions. In all my dealings to end the peace of conscience.
The CGP of 9.1. This gold medal was created by Sri Jagannath Mohan and his brothers. Srimati K. Kumala Devi and Dr. J. Nageswara.